Uh, there was a woman named Sophia Stewart. There's a question that came in from a viewer uh, here by Miles, and I'll put it up on the screen, and I'll
Hmm.
just read it. This is something we addressed in all our talks, but I saw an interview on The Typical Skeptic, which is with Rob, who's been on my channel before,
Hmm.
where an older African woman, Sophia Stewart is her name, claimed to also have wrote the Matrix trilogy, sued and won in court.
Hmm.
Uh, Tom, what do you say about that? Because there's this woman who, yeah, go ahead. I'll
Yeah.
give you the
She
floor.
didn't win. She lost. And this is, I'm glad you brought this up, or the viewer brought this up, because there's something that surfaced that's so important here. And I want to lay this out, because audiences can be smart, and we can be smart. All of us are audience. We're all trying to work for the greater good for humanity. Sophia Stewart was assigned to me as a handler. She contacted me right away as soon as I surfaced. What's interesting is she lost in 2005, blatantly lost, and they actually allowed her to enter evidence. Her 30-page manuscript has nothing to do anything with except Star Wars and the Bible blended together. And it's not even a full screenplay. It's 30 pages. Mine's 128 minute a page, basically. So what happens is, here's the deal. 2005, she loses, hands down. Then what surfaces as soon as my case is thrown in 2014, a letter is exchanged by Kate Chilton of Warner Brothers, who was involved in my handling, was even at my deposition, where I didn't get any discovery from the other guys. So in 2014, a letter's written. Sophia Stewart wants her money. Now, here's the deal. She lost her case. The statutes ran out for 3 years for an appeal. In 2009, this letter's saying in 2009, she was promised money, 5 to 7 million by Warner Brothers. Now, they wouldn't offer money if she lost. She lost. For the period of 2009 to 2014. 2009, when I was first brought in, 2014 was when the case was thrown. It was to handle me. She has the audacity to post that letter on her site. That's an assassin's letter, basically. What you have is, bear with me, you have a letter saying, where's my money? Basically, Tom Althouse is wiped out. He's done. Right when the case is being thrown, 2014, in the same month, right, that same period of months, she wants her money. But they're not giving it to her. Kate Chilton says, we don't need you now, because the job is done. So she's not given the 5 to 7 million. She wasn't paid for her 30 pages of gobbledygook. She was being paid to handle the actual writer as the first claimant and to throw his case, and she did work in that capacity. So in 2009 to 2014 is what she wants. She's not going to get it. So she posts the letter on her site to show her fans that she was offered money by Warner Brothers. The most ridiculous thing she could have done, because that's blood money. It says 2009 to 2014. It has nothing to do with her case she lost in 2005. Warner Brothers is not going to pay somebody that lost, but they will pay somebody to damage the actual writer if they can play. And that's what she played, the role she played. Now, what's interesting is her number one, Nicholas Jackson, is one that's on that letter also. And he's the one that contacted me. So
What do you mean her number one?
she likes to talk like number one. This is my number one, my number two. So like, this is my lieutenant. And so she has this, her company is called All Eyes on Me, writer, director, producer. So it's all about ego, all ego. So she will have them call you and then get on the phone as if they're like servants to the king or queen. So that's her number one. The main guy she uses to call people when she's going to harass. Well, she called me multiple times, or do her bidding, write her writings, write her letters as like almost like a servant. So it's kind of interesting that that's how she operates. But yeah, I have a lot of messages from that guy too, besides her calls where she mocks the death of my sons.
On another note, I mean, you still have it within you to write stories, right? I mean, are you currently writing anything? I know you're working on the documentary. You said you were thinking about writing a book about your experience,
Right.
but has it ever occurred to you to, you know, a lot about science, to put that together and try to come up with another screenplay, and maybe this time you can do it in a different way, you know, with video, with new technology,
Right.
you can prove now without a doubt that you wrote it first, you know, before any big big studio can claim it. and bring it forward, maybe get it made, maybe even as an independent movie. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
It's a great question. The answer, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer on it, but I'll be honest. Here's the copyright. Precedes Matrix. There's no reason, there's no way to lose. You got the inserts, like I said. This is the first, it was in upside down. The first graphic the Wachowskis put in the first scene I shot, my high school, my birthday, my dad's name, my fiance's birthday, everything's on there.
Wait, just explain for the audience what you're talking about with that you're saying that was in the Matrix movie?
This is in the Matrix. If you freeze frame the interrogation scene where I think I sent you the clip where Smith opens the folder real quick, opens the folder real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The Wachowskis were so intent about putting my information in. The insider from Warner Brothers told me about this. The guy called me and told me after Sophia Stewart was contacting me. But he told me all this was in here. Otherwise, I never would have found it. You can see the pages even turning, and this was upside down.
Right. That was the scene where they closed Neo's mouth and he's
which was stupid. They mixed in like a mummy idea with it. But here you have my fiance's birthday, March 11th at the time, my birthday, my dad's name, my high school, Central West High, high. So it's like all this is here. And I was never supposed to know about it. Nobody would know this except me. But if I had not been contacted by an insider from the story department, I would never known, never seen it, never know to look. However, even with that there, and even with this there, this is why it's so ridiculous when people say, oh, you lost, he does nothing. The exact birthday, July 2nd, 59, my exact birthday, 7/2/59 by the Wachowskis and Animatrix. So that's a screenshot.
Yeah,
so,
and Animatrix, what year did Animatrix come out? Do you know?
2003.
Okay.
Animatrix was to use up the rest of the story, as Joel Silver said. So Joel Silver on set said, we hope we use up the rest of the story. So they did Animatrix at the same time, doing everything they lifted, all the images and matchups they didn't get to use from their storyboard as they made it up on set with this in one hand, and storyboard in the other, as I'm told by the fight choreographer.
So that clock that you just showed us, is that where's that from in the movie?
I think it's a detective story, but you have this there, and you have the antique shop turned into antique house, and you have Tom Althouse across the screen. That's how far they went because they thought I'd be dead.
And so those numbers again, they are your birthday.
7/2/59. That's my exact birthday. 7/2/59. See.
Okay.
So my exact birthday. That's in an industry where it was 10 after 10 was the standard for all the clocks. Now the standard is my birthday, 7/2. You'll see it in everything, Man in the High Castle, you name it, on watches, clocks, you name it. It's safer to have my birthday, the actual writer who has the copyright. My birthday is safer to put in than 10/10 for copyright compliance. Can you believe that? So it's everywhere. Even stores are setting the clocks to 7/2 now. It's insane. So what you have is there's no way I could lose if I was allowed to do a case instead of their attorneys orchestrating everything and railroading it and having the guy with a suspended license. Like, look at this right here. Tony Rankin, not eligible to practice law. 1990 it was suspended, and it was never active again. They used that to run the clock out on 3 years. So in 2009, I had 3 years on that discovery point to put my case forward. Rankin ran it out for 3 years and then went on vacation, disappeared, came back the day that it's too late and said, oh, I guess we can't do it now. And then said, Warner Brothers wanted them to do it because it already ran the clock out. So when the clock ran out, my rights are gone. And then he does a filing as if he's going to file as my attorney, files it pro per and forges my name. And then, oh my God, it's just so much to it. Like I said, yeah.
All these injustices are happening. I think that a book would be really good.